Hey guys, in this video I'm just going to go over my Rosa2 character in Torchlight. It's a new class. Just kind of go over everything. So, first thing, the skills. Thunder Spike. You could also play the cold, whatever it's called, Frost Spike. But lightning, I like the lightning debuff a little bit more. I think it's a little bit better. So, this is the gym setup. Haunt gives us the AoE clear. You can substitute this out for more single target if you need to with high voltage. Bull's Rage. This works with in preparation, even if you have like no life to spend on it, so that's what we're doing there. Spiral Strike, this is our mobility skill. We have Harden in here, just some utility nonsense. Electrocute, this is our lightning debuff, lightning curse, and then we have Mana Boil, gives us some damage. Since we scale spell damage stuff. Auras, we're doing 2 on our life reservation and then 2 on just mana, so this is the energy shield. That's how we're getting our survivability. Just stacking ES right now. Since we scale spell damage, we got spell amp, and then electric conversion and cruelty. There's some other auras you can use. I forget what they're like. Fearless, I think, is good as well. So that's what I'm using. Oh, what else? Memory things, so we're just we're the non-mana variant right now. The mana variant is better, but it takes a lot more gear. This will get you all the way through everything up to deep space pretty much, and you probably could scale this to deep space, but it's kind of squishy, so it's really hard to get the defense, whereas the mana setup is going to have the defense you needed. So we're just all right side on this from the very beginning. Hero memories, just like Dex, and then I'm trying to get some survivability because we're pretty squishy, so there's a lot of energy shield rolls on these. That attack speed on the fixed stat on the last one, so that's those. What else is there? Skill tree stuff. This probably isn't super optimal, but this is what I have. So we have perception. This is agility, blessing, stacking type stuff. This is lines that we take. And the second one is rushed, so you got to move around quite a bit. Lots of spiral striking, but just getting something like generic attack speed, dex, crit stuff. On this first tree, second tree I took was Assassin. This is conductive. We're lightning, so we take advantage of numbed. Let's see here. Just some like ES and attack speed stuff. If you want to put in more damage, you can, but my survivability is mostly what I'm liking right now. So I take some ES here and there, get the numbed effect stuff. It's really good. If you did want even more damage, you could click some of this lightning penetration stuff. It's really good. So that's those. On what is this? This is Blade Runner. This is more agility, blessing, kind of synergy stuff to get us more damage. Just attack speed type stuff. Same thing. A little bit of ES, agility, blessing stuff. I'm currently not using 2 different unique weapons types, like a sword and a dagger, or a dagger and a claw. You should, though. Ideally, I just didn't end up with that. So it's not a big deal. I've been, for the past couple days, trying to get mana gear, so I haven't really min-maxed my setup, but this has taken me all the way through pretty much the entire game up to deep space, no problem. The only kind of issue I think this character has a little bit of survivability stuff, and then our last one here is off the beaten track, the mana cost stuff. So that's one thing I didn't mention to say was with this like sealed mana comp tree and stuff like that, you do need to run these auras, you do need the energy, because the more links you put in these skills, the less mana they're going to reserve with the off the beaten track thing. So make sure you have that if you want to run all 4 of those auras. Slates. I just randomly got this pedigree. You don't have to have this exact one. There's many you could use. This just gives me some extra survivability. That's what this is. And then just this is really strong. I think it might be the strongest thing. You can just take this. I forget what tree it's in. I think it's in one of our standard trees, though. If you want to take this one, it's the dual wielding one, Join Force, I believe. Yeah, this one. You could just take this instead, and then maybe you get waiting attack on your pedigree. But those 2 are very strong. Generic stuff, just like doesn't have to be super specific. There's a couple things you do want. This one is really good. Max Divinity effect 1 on the attack speed, dex, and then I think there's like a +1. Agility blessing, right? I believe. Yeah, here it is, same one. Agility blessing +1. The rest of stuff you're just kind of looking for generically good things on your legendary nodes, like this lightning pin on numbed. You know, additional damage. I have a little bit of DR there on that one. A little bit of extra damage. Just not super tight. Oh, you do want one shadow quantity +1 as well, since the shadows do increase your single target as well. So those are the main mandatory ones, the ones that say Divinity Effect 1, like this Culling Strike one, it's a big deal to have, but Agility Blessing, the Dex one, and Shadow Quant is good. Also Candles were those. I think I have double Shadow Quant. Gotta pay attention to, alright, now I have no effect on this one. This one's really good too. But you could go double Shadow Quant if you wanted. They kind of diminish though the more you get. Just make sure you're not getting dog shit as debuffs, because these T0 mods have debuffs attached to them. Just make sure they don't affect your character if you're going for that. Gear. So main items other than generic gear with like res, ES, damage stuff. This chest is pretty cheap. Doesn't have to be corrupted like this, but since we're playing at low life, I have 10 life. You can use these low life things or effect damage. You could corrupt this way better than what it is. Also, agility, blessing, dex stacking, scaling stuff like this. Ralph's gloves. These are pretty expensive. They've actually gone down quite a bit, but I think the boots are expensive. Yeah, boots are pretty expensive. Gives you the dex scaling, more damage scaling. This belt's pretty good and pretty cheap now. It just gives you your fervor. You could also spec hard into the fervor tree. I'd probably do that early in the game until you get one of these, but you can use this. Or you could also get fervor on a pedigree, that's possible too, and then just run a generic belt. If you really want to pump your damage, you can use, if you can fit in the resist, use one of these Heart of Magics, because we don't have focus blessings. It gives you a fuckload of damage, like 40+%, so that ring is really good. I'm not using it because I don't need the damage in Profound. I'm fine. I'm mostly like survivability, so this neck is really good. Mortar Shadow. It's pretty expensive though, if I remember right. Couple thousand maybe. Yeah, there's not only a few up too, but this thing is really good. Gives you a crap ton of damage and +1 Shadow Quant. You can also get like Shadow Quant and then your Dream Blessings on this. Like Agility Blessing, Shadow Quant. There's also like Pen type stuff. There's quite a few good things, and then the sequencing, the new stuff from this league. I just have like lightning damage on this one, or attack speed. There's a couple options, kind of relative to what your current setup is. I don't actually have like a real blessing on my Dream Blessing on my ring. You could do it on an armor piece as well. There's some other good stuff, but ideally here it'd be like Agility Blessing would be really good on my ring. So. That's the gear, and then just make sure you get some amount of res. I actually don't even think my res is completely capped. I'm missing a little bit of erosion, but on the packs, I have a couple, what do you call these, micro fates for missing resistances. This pet's really good on this lightning setup, this little weasel thing, whatever it is, gerbil, and whatever the fuck that is, I don't even fucking know. But there's a lot of different generic pets you can use, so. Those are the ones I use, and I'm just running like a cube setup for farming. Doesn't really matter, but this is the gear that I use this character, and I'm gonna switch to a mana setup here pretty soon. Just trying to like get the gear. It's like way more expensive than the current setup I have, but it should be way better. It's the main thing it's gonna solve is a better way to scale up my character, and I will have defense solved because all damage will be taken from mana instead. But that'll be a different setup I have. Probably be that in a, I don't know, hopefully a day. I think that's everything in this game, right, for the character build stuff, but this character's been really strong. It's been very straightforward. You're just a little squishy, so don't be surprised if you're dying a decent amount. Like, I'm hard stuck at level 96 right now because I die so much, but we are in everything. We can do all the content very easily up to deep space, and then, you know, gonna pump up the character more, and you could pump up further and, you know, get priceless spaces and stuff. Like, this priceless space has Shadow Quant on it. You could also get, like, Agility Blessing or something, but I think the mana setup is quite a bit better in every way. Just gotta get the gear for it. So that's my character. Cool. GG. Thanks for watching. That's a Torchlight character that I'm playing. Goodbye.